Let me ask you a question. If you handed me the keys to one of your properties right now, could you also hand me a playbook on how to run it? The truth is, most owners can't. They operate on memory. Everything lives in their head. How they collect rent, how they handle maintenance, and what happens when someone moves out. And that, my friends, that's a problem, because when you're winging it, you're forced to make every decision over and over again. Every late rent payment feels like a brand new problem. Every move out feels like starting from scratch. And guess what? That's where the stress comes from. But here's the truth. Once you document your systems into a playbook, the chaos disappears. You stop reinventing the wheel, you start following the steps, and suddenly your property runs smoother, your tenants are happier, and you finally have a peace of mind. Think about it for a second. A tenant pays late. You sit there wondering, what do I do? Do I give them more time? Do I charge a late fee? Do I send a notice? And while you're debating, rent still hasn't come in. A maintenance request comes in. It's a text. You forget about it, and a week goes by. And now the tenant's angry because they're not being heard and the issue's not being addressed. Or a tenant moves out. You scramble to figure out who to call, when to schedule repairs, and when to take photos. You waste a week and lose rent because there was no real plan in place from the jump. This is how most landlords operate. Everything is reactive. Nothing's written down and the stress never stops. Guess what? Once you start documenting, every one of those scenarios becomes a routine. You don't wonder what to do. You already decided. You just open the playbook and follow the steps. And here's the thing. Building your playbook isn't about creating some 300-page manual. It's about starting small and creating clarity. Step one is just writing down the process you already use and then improving it as you go. Over time, it becomes a guide that you can hand to anyone, a team member, a vendor, even your future self. And the property will run the same every time. That's when you know you're not just winging it anymore. You're operating like a business. So what does a property playbook actually look like? It's not complicated. It's just documenting the repeatable process that happens in every property. For example, rent collection. When is rent due? What happens if rent's late? At what point do notices go out? When do you escalate? Maintenance requests. How do tenants submit them? Where do they go? How fast do you respond? Who gets assigned to the particular task? Move-ins. From signing the lease to handing over the keys. What are the steps? When is the deposit collected? When do you do the walkthrough? Move-outs and turnovers. Trash out, repairs, paint, cleaning, photos, listings. Who does each step and in what order do they get done? Tenant communication. What rules are in place? How should tenants reach out? How do you keep it consistent? That's it. 5 main categories that cover 90% of your operations. And guess what? Once those are actually written down, you've built the foundation for your playbook. Here's why it matters so much. Without a playbook, you're constantly guessing. You're stressed, your tenants are frustrated, and you lose money because things slip through the cracks. With a playbook, you're consistent. Tenants know exactly what to expect, vendors know exactly what to do, and you know exactly where the property stands at any moment. This is exactly how you kill the chaos, protect your cash flow, and scale beyond just one property. Because the systems are documented. You can run 10 doors or 100 doors without losing your mind. And if you want my full property playbook template, the exact checklists and workflows that I use for running my buildings, I'll send it to you. Just go over to Instagram and follow me, and then DM me the word playbook. I'll get it over to you so you don't have to start from scratch. Now, you might be sitting there thinking, this sounds great, Paul, but where do I even start? Here's the answer. Start with just one process. Pick the one that gives you the most stress. Maybe it's late rent, maybe it's maintenance, maybe it's turnovers, whatever it is. Write down exactly how you want it handled, step by step. Don't overthink it. It doesn't have to be perfect. The next time that situation comes up, open up your notes and follow the process. If something feels off, just tweak it. Over time, that one process gets refined into a system that works every time. Then you move on to the next one. Piece by piece, you build your playbook until every major part of your property is covered. And that's how you start small and end up with a business that runs itself. And here's the payoff. With a playbook, you stop being reactive. You stop wasting mental energy on the same problems over and over again. You stop living in the chaos. Instead, you gain clarity. You gain consistency. And you gain peace of mind because you know every problem already has a solution waiting in your playbook. And once you have that, you're free. You're free to scale, you're free to travel, you're free to actually enjoy your cash flow without being buried in stress. So let's recap this whole thing. The reason most landlords feel overwhelmed isn't because of the work. It's because they're winging it. The solution is simple. Build your property playbook. Start with rent, maintenance, move-in, move-outs, and tenant communication. Document the process. Improve it along the way as you go, and before long, you'll have a guide that makes your properties run like clockwork. And look, here's the bottom line. You don't need a property manager to have peace of mind. You need a playbook and systems. And if you want my templates to shortcut this process, just go over to Instagram and follow me and shoot me a DM with the word playbook. I'll send you the same playbook that I use to keep my properties profitable, predictable, and stress-free. So start documenting today, and in a few months, you'll wonder how you ever managed without it. Thanks again for watching, and if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please make sure you do so before leaving and hit that notification bell because I try to drop 2 videos a week and you don't want to miss out. If you enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up. Really helps the algorithm. And if you are managing your property yourself and need some help or you have some feedback, go ahead and drop a comment below. I do my best to answer all the comments that come in as quickly as I see them. So thanks again, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.